Video. This one I'm kind of going into a partial Nemesis build as well as an LMG build that in my opinion is a must-have kind of build to have in this game. It's a good branch off from the whole AR meta we are in right now with the 416 and the Eagle Bear running rampant everywhere, and the triple shotty builds are not that big of a problem, but they can become a problem. So let's go into this build and kind of dive into what makes it so special. We were going to start off with the obvious exotic weapon of choice in this build. It's going to be the Nemesis. Now, to be able to unlock this weapon, you need to complete up to World Tier 5, which means you have to complete all the strongholds leading up to that, with District Union, Roosevelt Island, and Capitol Hill. Before that, you need to complete Capitol Hill first of all to unlock World Tier 5. So, no, incorrect. World Tier 4. Then, you need to beat Tidal Basin on any difficulty to unlock World Tier 5. After that, you'll get the option to run the invaded strongholds weekly, with Tidal Basin being there every week. So you can run, Roosevelt Island invaded. That will be the weekly one for this week. You beat that one, and then you get to Tidal Basin. And you can go ahead and look up a video on how to get Nemesis, but at a certain point in the room you can pick up a key, and when you get to the hovercraft, there's a room you can open up. It'll drop a marksman rifle that you then dismantle, giving you the first part of the Nemesis. Then after that, after every week of an invaded stronghold, you need to complete invaded District Union, Capitol Hill, and Roosevelt Island again after getting the first part, and then taking on Puck and the invaded Grand Washington Hotel, and then you'll be able to build or craft your Nemesis sniper rifle. Now, what makes this thing so special? Well, it's actual talents. This gun is god tier, and its holstered perk. All three of them are insane. Let's go over them really quick. Counter Sniper. Shots fired deal 0 to 100% weapon damage based on how long the trigger is held before releasing. The time to reach max weapon damage is reduced whenever a shot does not kill an enemy it hits. And instead of explaining what this means, I'm just going to show you really quick. So here we have the Nemesis. You'll see if I just shoot right away, it doesn't even one-shot a red bar. But I'll reset this quick. I hold on to it. It's fully charged. It'll do that. I'll change this to a named enemy so we can see exactly the kind of DPS you can put out. My friend has a 5 million shot build. I'm only sitting at a 2 million. It's full. You one-shot named targets. 2.1 million, and I don't even have this fully spec'd for marksman rifle. So that's what the original talent does. Its second talent, Nemesis, aiming at an enemy marks them as your Nemesis for 15 seconds, letting you see them through walls. So let's just, aiming at this guy. You see it right there. A little reticle above his head. Why'd it go? Okay, whatever. You saw what it does. It's a little weird. Its holstered perk, while holstered, gain 25% headshot damage when scoped with your current weapon. Now there is a workaround with this talent causing it to kind of proc if you have a certain scope on, which will lead into my second weapon. It's my L86. Before I go into the talents or anything, I'll explain the scope. It's a C79 scope with 3.4 magnification. It gives you the option to zoom in, but you don't actually have to zoom in. See, I can zoom in right here, but if I'm like this, I still get that percentage bonus. So that's a little workaround, just a little hint. You get it from one of the secret side missions. Go ahead and grind those out, you'll get it to drop. So, the talents I have on this LE6 are Unhinged, which receives 20% weapon damage at the cost of 25% weapon handling. It is a very good trade-off, I recommend it. Jazz Hands, which are plus 10% reload speed. Now this, or I Lightrow wouldn't work here, but the increased mag size would be nice as well. I do prefer jazz hands. And then I have greased while holstered weapon swap speed is increased by 10%. So it kind of negates that 25% weapon handling to about 15%. So it's a really good trade-off. The mods I have on it, obviously the C79 scope. I have the light extended 5.56 meg. I'm looking for the kind of increased meg size one. So if I can get this up to plus 50, or like 15 meg, I mean. My grip I have on it is for stability. This thing is very, very erratic, which is why I also have the suppressor on it. The range isn't really important since you have a Nemesis with you, so having that plus 30% stability is crucial on this LE6. Sidearm doesn't really matter. You can run whatever sidearm you like. I like running D50s because they hit hard. My mask is the Richter and Kaiser brand set. This wasn't really a first choice. It's just, it has a very high percentage damage to elites. And I don't have any other mask really that really beats that. Nor do I have any with LMG damage. So this is the best mask to choose for right now. It has 33% damage to elites with a 4% critical hit chance. I could re-roll it to whatever I like. My backpack is the same as my Nemesis build. I'm not going to go fully into that, but it's just a stack on armor. And I can actually probably upgrade the weapon damage to actually make this build even stronger, which I probably should. My gloves, though, this is where most of my damage comes from. It does have, oh wait, my talents. Talent is hard hidden on my mask. This has no talent. I do have a mod on it that increases the weapon damage 1.5%. Shotgun damage is irrelevant, and so is the rifle damage. My gloves, so it has the talent of devastating for that increased weapon damage. Always good to have that. Weapon damage stacks are amazing. You have 10% skill power, not really crucial, because this build requires fully around healing yourself and reviving yourself, or reviving your teammates and healing your teammates. So really skill power is kind of irrelevant here. You want skill haste if anything, so you can get those abilities back quicker. But the attributes is 9% marksman rifle damage. This used to be a 10% attribute, but I recalibrated to this glove. I do have a 12% glove in my vault, or my storage, my stash, but you can only go up to 9% when you're recalling something. So I thought, I'm not going to waste 12% when I have a 10% I can waste. I also have 4% LMG damage. I want to recal that to something higher, like say 9% or 7% or 6%. Anything higher than 4% is better. But the percentage, any percentage is good right now. My chest piece is kind of more built towards protection and damage at the same time. It's a Gila Guard set, so it has 5% total armor, 15% total armor as an attribute, and my talent of 10% extra armor, as well as a 2 defensive mod slots that add about almost 10k armor back, and then an offensive mod slot with weapon damage, marksman rifle damage, and LMG crit hit damage, all of which is great. And then I also have a 7.5% increase to headshot damage and a 7% increase to weapon damage. The holster I am running is the exotic Dodge City Gunslinger holster, which you get after getting the World Tier 5, I believe. It requires you to do certain steps and build up towards it. What this exotic does is if you have pistol equipped, it reloads all your weapons, and then there's a certain thing that buffs it. It's not too important. All you really care about, it really is quick draw. And then you have sleight of hand stuff, which is actually very good. And then my knee pads are the Murakami Industries health and total armor percent attributes with patience on it. That is crucial. I also have a defensive mod slot, so it puts me about to 311,000 armor. And I'm running the 12-7-1 build. Like I said, I'm running these two, and my survivalist is all spec'd towards... Ignore that. The stats on this build come out to be 21% all weapons damage bonus, 15% air damage, that's just irregarded because of the survivalist build, 19% LMG damage bonus, which is a work in progress building up, and 24% marksman rifle damage with a 65% damage to elites bonus. My armor, as I said before, is 311,000. It's a very tanky build, relies on you keeping your armor. that's really it in the build. I kind of showed you guys a little shot it. You know, it just melts through everything. There's a reload in it. But that's really it. I'm going to make a separate video showing its showcase in the field. So with all that being said, guys, I really appreciate you guys coming out. Be careful out there, agents. Take care.